everybody, welcome back to my channel. I've taken a break, but now that I'm officially graduating, I can continue with my series. So today I'm going to talk about Mars and Pisces. With Mars and Pisces, it's like trying to catch smoke. It's a very vague type of thing for other people to understand. It's very mutable. By this I mean people who have Mars and Pisces can be really changeable with their energy. Pisces is a water sign, so that means they're actually emotionally driven. Mars on its own represents competition, ambition, initiation. When Mars is in Pisces, the energy is very passive, is very indirect. Mars is fire. Pisces is water. So when you combine these two, it's like trying to catch smoke. They can be irritated and angry if their own life is void of creative expression. This is not an aggressive sign. Because they don't want to get to the point of explosive anger, they usually avoid people and situations on purpose. They know how to work around it instead of deal with the problem. Creativity is key with Mars and Pisces people to feel happy. Being active and productive constantly, it's not their forte. You know, you can't just have these people, you know, be doing this 1 second, doing that 1 second without any passion attached to it. It has to come from their passion inside. I cannot stress this enough. It could be music, it could be art, it could be dancing because Pisces rules the feet. Dreamy type of activities where they can kind of escape into an active realm. Not everything has to be turned into a sport, competition, or race. For example, say they like something like swimming. You can't be like, hey, let's have a swimming race. That's not what fuels them at all. They really don't want to be competing. They want to feel free in their expression. You may find that these people are very spiritually inclined or religious. With Mars and Pisces, things are not stated. You know, things are not explained. They're not analyzed. Things are felt. They're felt because this is a very intuitive sign. If these people find others who enjoy partaking in activities that they like, they'll connect better with them. It only makes sense, right, to get along with somebody who likes the same thing as you. But this is not really true in certain signs out there. Some people just like to do something as long as somebody is doing it with them. They just want someone to accompany them. But with this sign, sharing their same creative passions, that's the only way that they can connect, because Pisces is all about merging. They're very prone to depression due to lack of creative expression. If they cannot find healthy outlets, unfortunately, they may be susceptible to drugs and alcohol and addictions. Their need for escapism is not being met in a healthy way. I really stress that they find healthy outlets. They need to be involved with something that's not going to lead them down a negative path. These people just don't see life as one big bucket list or a checklist where I want to do this before I die, I want to do this, you know. It has to mean something. People with Mars and Pisces can actually feel a little bit guilty being assertive. I think they assume that if they are assertive, they might come off as rude. They have a really hard time placing boundaries. Because they're more inclined to run away from conflict, unfortunately these people can be like targets for bullies. Because of this indirect nature, they can have a very go with the flow type of appeal. They have a hard time giving themselves 100% control of their life. They would rather just let things happen. They're very laid back in that sense, but they do know how to get their way with people by being passive and indirect. This is because most people won't be able to pick up on their motives, because Pisces is, you know, they can be very wishy-washy. You won't really know where they're headed from the beginning. They know how to sometimes get out the truth from people. They know how to get what they want. And they're great at playing mind games. Most people really won't know where a Mars and Pisces person stands on a subject. Mars and Pisces people strive to make love and sympathy their goal. This is very fluctuating energy because they may their energy comes in like spurts. So they may do a lot at one time. After that energetic phase is over, they'll be in resting mode, or as I like to call it, idle mode, for hours, for months, for days. You never know. For anyone that has Mars in Pisces, please do not make other people's issues your issue. This can be the downfall. They feel so strongly about another person or another person's problems, and they put themselves in other people's shoes so much that they adopt other people's unhealthy tendencies. Please refrain. Taking on other people's baggage will definitely hurt you more than help you. You of all people know what it's like when people come to you for comfort, for support, for advice. Don't sacrifice everything for another person. It's not worth it. Learn to love yourself. When these people give so much to others, most of the time it's not reciprocated back. When it comes to relationships, Mars and Pisces people need an emotional, spiritual connection to their partner. It cannot be superficial. There has to be depth. This can be a similar attribute to Scorpionic energy about the whole depth, but I do want to say that Pisces is all about merging via spiritual depth versus physical depth. They may be attracted to submissive, dominant relationship, the self-sacrificing tendency. It may lead them to believe relationships must be like this all the time. We do live in a world of polarity where there's up and down, left and right, negative, positive, and masculine and feminine. There needs to be that for a balance, but the difference is Mars and Pisces people think that there must always be constant imbalance. Somebody is bound to get hurt. They can sometimes be the victim in their life and situations, but that's mainly because they subconsciously put themselves in that role. Even though people want to, I guess, assist them in this particular scenario, Mars and Pisces, they distance themselves so that they can kind of stay a victim. Again, this is all done subconsciously. They're not aggressive lovers. They can morph into whatever their partner likes. In doing so, this sign will think that they have to constantly morph into what their partner likes so that they can always be loved by that partner. In regards to relationships, I would have to say that they're more prone to imagining about having an idea about somebody. There's a tendency to imagine what another person might say or do before they even go out with them. They kind of play out a movie in their head. They imagine who they want them to be. Internally, I guess these people can think, I see someone as I am, not for who they are. And this, unfortunately, can be the lack of reality they fall into because they want to imagine that they're not crazy people. They just have a lot of compassion, and they secretly hope and imagine that another person will give them the same compassion. Because they strive to make their dreams real, they can excel in art, but just don't put that same energy on people. No matter how nice you are, we can't make others do things we want. They would rather inflict harm on themselves rather than other people. Their irritation and anger is once again internalized. This is such a sensitive sign. They're so docile that they think, oh, this person would never hurt me because I would never hurt them. But that's usually when they do get hurt, unfortunately. People know when Mars and Pisces people are vulnerable. And as sad as it is, they do play on that, so these people do have to protect themselves. And I think one of their biggest ways of protecting themselves is actually avoidance, running away. They can give up so much of their responsibilities for love. It's like they become infatuated with loving someone that they abandon in all self-care. The house would be a mess, or they neglect things because they live for compassion. And motto, follow your heart. They're instinctually driven by their heart. They dislike people who are materialistic. They really dislike this detached energy. They think you lack empathy, sympathy, compassion, and especially a higher understanding of human complexity. Therefore, they might run from these people. They like to help the downtrodden and care for people who are, hurt or confused. For these people, turning the other cheek is strength rather than weakness. They are not weak for giving up. They are strong enough to walk away from something rather than waste energy and beat a dead horse. They're strong enough to walk away from something that no longer serves them. I think that's actually the strength of Mars and Pisces. So that was my analysis for Mars and Pisces. If you're new to my channel, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.